This is a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4. It's the company's best attempt at a foldable yet, and even though it might not look too different from the Z Fold 3, it has quite a few meaningful changes which makes it the most refined fold smartphone. Hi, I'm Royden, you're watching Gadgets 360 and this is my review of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4. Prices have gone up compared to last year's model, and the Galaxy Z Fold 4 now starts at 1,54,999 rupees and goes up all the way to 1,84,999 rupees for the 1TB variant, making it even more expensive than the top-end iPhone 13 Pro Max. The Fold 4 is available in multiple colors, and in true flagship fashion, you get just the charging cable and SIM eject tool in the box. The physical dimensions of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4 are slightly more compact compared to the Fold 3. It's a bit lighter thanks to a new hinge mechanism and shorter, but it's also a tiny bit wider when unfolded. If you look close enough, you'll also notice other minor differences to the design and a new flatter frame with less beveled edges. The outer cover screen is the same 6.2 inches in size, but the HD Plus resolution is a bit higher, pushing the pixel density up to 402 ppi. It has a 120Hz refresh rate and is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus. This outer display gets very bright, colors are great, and is useful for getting menial tasks done. Two-finger typing still feels a little cramped, but swipe gestures help mitigate this problem. The internal folding display of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4 is also the exact same size as last year's model, measuring 7.6 inches. Samsung says it has strengthened the ultra-thin glass, but I notice that it's still prone to denting even with moderate pressure, so I think it's best to be a little careful when using it. The crease is still visible, although you'll barely notice it with regular use, and the display supports Samsung's Fold Edition S Pen, which needs to be bought separately. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4 is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 SoC, which is a lot more powerful than the SoC used in the Fold 3, and this shows in benchmarks in everyday use. The Fold 4 doesn't heat up as much either when playing games or using the camera app. Speaking of which, games look and run great on the folding display with impressive visuals and immersive sound. The Fold 4 is IPX8 rated for water resistance, but we still don't have a certification for dust protection. The Galaxy Z Fold 4 has some of the most refined software for multitasking thanks to the use of Android 12L. The latest One UI skin includes a new feature called a taskbar, which pins the bottom row of apps on the folding display whenever an app is opened in full screen. Now you can hide the taskbar if needed, or use it to quickly jump between other apps or your recently opened ones. The Fold 4 also has other multitasking features as seen before on the Fold 3, such as the ability to open 3 apps in full screen, open apps in floating windows, and continuity features such as cover screen mirroring. The Galaxy Z Fold 4 has the same 4400 mAh battery capacity as the Fold 3, but battery life has received a noticeable improvement. For starters, the Fold 4 ran for just over 15 hours in our HD video playback test versus about 12.5 hours on the Fold 3. Even with regular use, I noticed I was easily able to get an entire day's worth of use and then some before having to charge this device. The Fold 4 supports up to 25-watt fast charging, and you also get wireless and reverse wireless charging. Now, 2 of the rear cameras on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4 have gotten big upgrades. The main camera now uses a 50 megapixel sensor which pixel bins photos to 12 megapixel by default. It also has optical stabilization, and it can now shoot videos up to 8K. The telephoto camera now uses a 10 megapixel sensor but with a higher 3x optical zoom and up to a 30x digital zoom. The rest of the cameras are similar to what you get on the Fold 3. Now in daylight, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4 captured slightly more realistic colors than the Fold 3. Details of distant objects in landscape shots were also sharper and more legible thanks to the higher resolution of the new sensor. Close-ups taken with the Galaxy Z Fold 4 looked very good. Night mode automatically kicked in when shooting in low light, and here the Galaxy Z Fold 4 captured stunning photos. Ultra-wide shots had good exposure too, although at times the dynamic range was a bit inadequate. Low-light photos taken with the ultra-wide camera also looked very good with decent dynamic range and exposure thanks to night mode. The telephoto camera managed excellent details in daylight at the native optical zoom level. Details stayed strong till about 10x magnification, and shots were still usable even at 20x, but anything beyond that made textures and objects look pixelated and blurry. The selfie camera on the cover screen captures decent looking stills during the day and in low light. Night mode is present too, which helps in such situations. The under-display camera is best used for video calls only since its quality is the weakest of all the Z Fold 4's cameras. 8K 24fps videos shot during the day looked good and was also stabilized quite well. At night, there's a bit of jitter when walking, which is a little distracting. Now, if you want more flexibility when shooting, 4K 30fps should be your go-to resolution, as video quality is superb and the jitter isn't too prevalent in low light. The best part is that you can switch between the main ultra-wide and telephoto cameras at this resolution. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4 is a very good iterative update over the Z Fold 3 and is definitely a more practical large-screen smartphone than, say, the iPhone 13 Pro Max. The more power-efficient SoC, improved primary and telephoto cameras, and better battery life all add up to a very good experience on the new Fold 4. However, there's no getting around the fact that it is a very expensive smartphone. If you absolutely want a foldable for getting work done and are not too concerned about the improvements that the new model offers, then I think it's a great time to also consider the Z Fold 3, which now retails for less. That's it for our review. Thanks for watching, and for all things tech, log on to gadgets360.com.